Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I know that your time is extremely valuable, but we feel positive that what you're going to learn today will be a wise usage of that time. For today's presentation on the silver bullet for home care marketing success, we have placed everyone on mute. That's just to reduce the background noise and make sure that everyone can hear the presentation well, and we're not interrupted by anyone who might be joining us a little bit late. However, if you have any questions, feel free to type them into that chat box you see over on the far right of your screen. You can type those questions in during the presentation or near the end of the presentation. We'll also have a Q&A session where we'll address all of those questions. And of course, we'll have contact information listed if you think of any questions after the presentation that you want to ask to us. Today's webinar is a look inside our popular monthly marketing, sales, and design program called MOST. And the silver bullet for home care marketing success and how the MOST program is going to help you have that silver bullet. My name is Marissa Snook, and I am your moderator for today. And we'll see if I can change the slide over. You can see, there we go. And I have been working with the MOST program since it began in 2007 and have been working with in-home care marketing since 2005. I'm a managing director at corecubed and really love working to help agencies succeed and grow and get more referrals and more business. Amy Selly is a featured speaker on today's presentation, and she is also a managing director at corecubed. She is, I like to say, she's a genius with branding. She really knows how to help an agency tell their story and bring out the differentiating factors that really set you apart from the competition. She has been working in the aging care industry and senior care marketing for over 20 years, so lots and lots of experience. And we're happy to have her here today. So go ahead, Amy. I'm going to hand this over to you, and we're going to do a little bit of chit-chatting back and forth through the presentation, but I'm going to let Amy take the lead.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here today. So we at corecubed, what we specialize in is helping home care businesses succeed through marketing. And the question that we get asked more than any other question is, what is the single most important thing I should be doing to market my home care business? In fact, we were recently at a Pennsylvania Home Care Association meeting in November, and then this month we were at the Home Care Association of Florida, and this question was raised more than once. We actually smile when we see hands go up in the audience because we know exactly what's on your mind.
So true.
So in other words, people are looking for a silver bullet, which just means that they're looking for a solution that's powerful, on target, and one that they know really produces results. And today, there are really so many choices for how to market your business and so many ways to spend your precious marketing and advertising dollars. Like we said earlier, there are a lot of things you could be doing, but what should you be doing to market your business?
Yeah, and when we say the silver bullet, I want to be clear that it's never going to be one specific thing, but we do feel there is one specific strategy that is going to be your silver bullet.
So first, we need to take a look at the new landscape that we're all working in. And it's a landscape that has seen a lot of change. So today we'll be talking about how the use of mobile devices has increased online search. And we'll also talk about changes in the healthcare system and how those are affecting home care and home care marketing. And finally, we'll delve into what we believe is the silver bullet for marketing home care success and how you can use this strategy to do a couple of things. including getting past the gatekeeper with referral sources and attracting new customers to your business. There have been a ton of changes in the last 10 years that affect home care businesses. We've seen great changes in the way consumers find information about companies and services, and we have seen many, many changes in the healthcare system. So let's take a look at some of those changes, and the first one you can probably guess is a really big one. The smartphone. Think back to how you did business or shopped just 10 years ago. Was it the yellow pages? Back then you let your fingers do the walking. Now consumers let their fingers do the swiping. 64%, which is almost 2 out of 3, own a smartphone, and another 42% have a tablet. Add that up and it's a lot of people able to find information very quickly in the palm of their hand. In fact, surveys show that 62% of smartphone owners have used their phones in the past year to look up information about a health condition. What that means is that at any given moment, wherever they are, someone could be looking for home care help or home care advice using a mobile device that they're holding.
Yeah, and I hope they can find your agency on that mobile device, right?
That's right. So the numbers show a clear trend here. They're not only looking for information, but they're shopping. Consumers are using their devices to search for services and products, and 2/3 of the entire buying process is now done online. So they're well over halfway done with making their decision before they even talk to a human. They're forming judgments and selecting favorites based on what they can find online. So your online presence is the new front door to your sales office. And you really need to make sure that that front door is wide open and that people find it first when they start their search for information.
I'm just really struck by that 2/3 of the entire buying process is done online. I mean, think about that. If your website isn't found, if your website doesn't create a fabulous impression, if you aren't, if you don't have blogs out there, if you don't have articles out there, and people are making their decisions without your agency in mind because you're not there. That's a huge statistic.
There's a very cool report out on the web right now that shows literally every single thing in a Radio Shack ad from the 90s you now carry in your pocket. And what I mean by that is that it's all in your smartphone now. So all the things that they sold in that Radio Shack ad in the 90s are now contained in your smartphone. And that's why Radio Shack has all but disappeared. It's the same thing with what we might consider traditional advertising. Consumers don't really need commercials or postcards or billboards to direct their decision-making as much anymore. And that's because they can sit and do their research on the train or at the beach if they're lucky, or while waiting to pick up their kids from school. They can do it wherever and whenever they need it. And that's not to say that those things can't be part of a marketing plan. However, what we're helping you to identify is what's most important in today's world. Part of our silver bullet is making sure your business shows up during online search and making sure it looks good and really stands out.
Well, and think about your target market for where you're finding your customers, whether it's consumers or referral sources. You know, if it's consumers, it's oftentimes the adult child who's making the decisions. And think about how busy these people are in their lives, and sometimes they just have seconds in between all of the other activities going on in their lives. So having that smartphone is probably the only way they're going to research because it's all that they have time for.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, Marissa, and we have a name for that. here at corecubed and in marketing and advertising in general. They're called micro marketing moments. And so people, that is what they do, like you said, in between other things that they're doing. They start looking for information, and online search is the way that they do it, and that's becoming even more and more the case. So the way people search has clearly changed, but also the search itself has changed. It's not about looking at a quarter page Yellow Pages ad and dialing a number anymore. It's looking at a company's website and judging the quality of what that website shows and what they say about themselves. It's seeing how connected and helpful a company is on social media. It's looking at pictures and videos that tell a company's story. It's learning about the company's owners and meeting their staff online. And also, which is super important, it's about looking to see what others say about a business that you're thinking about hiring to take care of a loved one. People are looking to see what online reviewers are saying about your business. And it can really seem like it's not easy to keep up with all of this, but it can be done, and we're going to keep talking about how.
Yeah, and those testimonials online, I mean, a lot of times when I'm talking to agencies that, I hear, well, people learn about us through word of mouth. But a lot of times that word of mouth nowadays is online. People are asking their networks on social media. People are looking at those online testimonials, and that is the new word of mouth.
Absolutely. So you can conquer the online search arena by adding new content regularly. Another reason content is important is that it's so shareable. When you have great content that's in a digital format, it's really easy for people to share that information with others. They don't need to give someone a brochure or a business card. They can share the content that they find digitally with someone very quickly. And it's really true that consumers and referral sources crave helpful information. We all do. It's why sites like Lifehacker and Tip Hero and Tasty are so popular. People want to be able to figure things out and to find a better way to do things. And the same holds true for helping elderly parents manage chronic health conditions, helping a client navigate home care options. So they're really looking for that information. So just as the new digital world provides much more opportunity, it also poses a much greater challenge for marketers. Because no longer are you just competing to stand out with other businesses that start with H in the phone book. In the digital world, you're dealing with literally a whole web of competitors. We're certainly not telling you to spam people. Nobody wants that. Instead, what we're suggesting is that you use relevant content, the sort of material that stands out to clients and referral sources, and content that also stands out to optimize your rank with search engines. And this slide are some examples of the types of content that we recommend. It includes everything from helpful resources that people can turn to and trust, to timely, thought-provoking blogs and social media posts, to attractive landing pages and forms to put clients in contact with you. So now let's talk briefly about healthcare and aging care. The digital age of shopping for healthcare and home care is definitely here, and it's exciting. But as we said, it's also very challenging and different. Let's throw another challenge at you, the state of healthcare itself. The healthcare industry,
one, right?
Yes, yes, yeah, in the news every day, and in search every day. The healthcare industry has been undergoing a total overhaul. It's being reformed. And does this affect home care? You better believe it. The whole system is changing, and perhaps the biggest challenge is the tidal wave of baby boomers getting older and preparing to need more care. And because of all this change, consumers need more help than ever navigating all of their choices and options. It's harder for referral sources to navigate too, and it's harder and more complex for home care agencies to stand out in the wave of change. So let's take a little bit closer look at how healthcare reform makes marketing harder. So all of the changes that are happening in healthcare can tend to put marketing on the back burner. And what we mean by that is it makes it harder for your agency to do marketing, but it also makes it harder for your referral sources to see all the marketers that visit them, which means you have to do something that helps them so that you stand out against your competition. Changes in healthcare also make it harder for consumers to navigate, and this goes back to that craving for information. When consumers are doing online search, they're trying to find information about navigating care options. Again, information about chronic disease. They're trying to figure out how to do some of this themselves and how to make decisions about what care options they should look for their loved ones. When you can help a referral source by giving them good resources, educational tools, and other things, other good content to share with their clients, you make their job easier and you become much more memorable.
It's a lot easier to get in that door.
So how can you become the go-to for your referral sources? We're hoping we can show you how to become a trusted expert and advisor for referral sources, how to solve their problems, and more importantly, their clients' problems. If you can make it easier for them to solve their clients' problems and answer their clients' questions, you're going to make their job easier. And in turn, again, you're going to stand out differently against those other salespeople that are visiting them and just bringing a business card and a brochure every time that they visit. So all of this zeroes in on that silver bullet that we're all looking for. And we are going to get into that today, what you need to take your success to that next level. Our silver bullet produces helpful content that is ready and available to consumers at any time they are looking for it. It's a strong online presence. It's regular and helpful communication with the people who refer clients to home care. It keeps you at the top of their mind and at the top of their list. And it establishes your brand, your agency, as one that is recognized for expertise, responsiveness, and perhaps most importantly of all, quality.
Yeah, if you are putting out content that is low quality or looks very poorly put together, that is certainly not going to help make your agency look professional.
So it sounds like a tall order, but that's where the Most Marketing membership program comes in because it allows you to work with a strategy and to achieve brand recognition, regular content creation, and the types of sales tools that we've been talking about that help your referral sources help their clients. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Marissa to talk about the MOST program and take us inside.
I would be happy to. So what is the MOST program? You've heard us sort of drop the word several times as this magical marketing program for home care, which of course it is, I think. It is an affordable marketing system, and it is like an online shopping center where you can select whatever marketing materials specific to home care and home health care that you could possibly imagine. Lots of different materials, lots of different services, lots of different free information and tips on home care marketing that's only available to the MOST members. And it doesn't matter how big or how small your agency is, whether you've been in business for 20 years or you are just starting up your agency, it really is adaptable to all of those different forms, different types of agencies. It uses strategy. It uses an understanding of the industry and an understanding of where marketing is now and where it's headed for the future for home care. And it wraps it up into this wonderful, robust library of materials that you can order from and that we will brand for you and make your life so much easier in this world of a million choices for marketing. The MOST program is a monthly program, so our clients make selections each month. And here's a little graphic demonstrating how it works. The very first thing that I always tell clients to start with is a marketing strategy that specifically targets those searching for information on in-home care. Consumers, referrals, develop your target market, and develop your strategy. And if that's not something that is your expertise or that you feel, if it's something you feel you need help with, that's also something that you can order through the MOST program. We can help you develop that strategy. And then at the beginning of each month, our clients log into the web-based library and they make their selections. And we take those selections and we brand them for the clients. If it's blog writing, we write the blogs, post them on their websites. If it's PowerPoint presentations, we get those branded and off to the clients. And of course, during the middle of the month, you have the opportunity to attend wonderful educational webinars. We have a robust library of past webinars that our clients have access to, just the MOST members. And we've had lots of wonderful guest speakers speaking on topics such as how to get past the gatekeeper, how to improve your sales, how to improve your inquiry process. Wonderful resource that is free to you as a MOST member. And of course, at the end of the month, your material is delivered to you. It's ready to go. We post it on your website if you've ordered web materials. Your e-newsletters are launched. You can even use our local printer if you'd like to have all of the mail fulfillment done for you on, say, a direct mail postcard. So it's a great process where we take a lot of that heavy lifting off of your hands. And what are you going to benefit from as a MOST member? We truly believe that if you follow the program, and we've seen this time and time again with many of our clients, you will see more referrals from more sources. You will get more referrals from clients. Because you have such high quality marketing materials, you're going to have better brand recognition, a better name. They're going to really recognize your agency for high quality. And, you know, a lot of times the picture says 1,000 words, and you may have the top quality services around, but people may, if they don't know you and they see low quality marketing materials, they may not make that connection and they may feel uncomfortable giving you a try because they see that low quality marketing material. So we want to match your high quality services with high quality marketing materials. And having that positioning over time of, you know, being an expert in aging care issues through all of these wonderful educational tools that you're spreading in the community, it's really going to make a name for your agency in the community and with the referral sources. I think I mentioned earlier on, we have been offering the MOST program since 2007, and we really do see some amazing results with our clients. I love watching our clients grow. They've reported double-digit sales increases when using the program. They see their phones are ringing more often. They're getting more inquiries through their websites. So it does work, and we have won many awards for the program, not just for the individual items in the Member Center, but for the whole marketing program as a whole. We've been recognized time and again throughout the industry for a wonderful marketing program. So you don't have to just take my word for it.
And Marissa, do you mind if I jump in and ask you to go just back a slide for a second?
Sure, I can do that.
I'd like everybody to pay attention to the third bullet, which says a marketing partner that understands the industry, because this is something that we hear from our clients quite often, that prior to coming to us, they were working with a marketing firm, but it was a general marketing firm that had clients from all different industries. And I think this is one of the biggest selling points about working with corecubed, is that all of our clients are in the home care and home health and hospice industries, and we are experts in that industry. There's no time spent getting us up to speed on industry terminology or industry challenges. We are the experts in that already, and that saves you a lot of time. It makes the process a lot easier and a lot faster, and the results are a lot better.
Well, and just the experience that we have in over the years, just having that at your back of, you know, yes, we do have a client who's tried that service, or we do have a client that's tried that strategy and it's worked or it hasn't worked, and having that to lean on is so helpful. Here's a bit more information about the types of materials and services that you can find in the MOST Member Center. And a lot of it is educationally based, but due to some popular demand from clients, we also have advertisements in there. We have recruitment materials. We have material for specific targets. So if you have a particular referral source, you're not quite sure what types of materials to order for them, we have things segmented in the Member Center so that you can easily find the material that would work well for that particular target. And we have a lot of theme-based materials. They're aging care-related themes, so things like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, options to age at home, cancer care. I think we have we're closing in on 60 different themes to choose from now in the Member Center. And for each of those themes, you could do a really well-rounded marketing campaign. We have PowerPoint presentations that are theme-based, postcards, rack cards, press releases, resource flyers, and online content that is all surrounding these themes. So you really could saturate different types of media with the theme and change to a different theme the next month. How do you get the most out of the MOST program? That is, I grew up Dutch, so I'm very good at stretching a dollar even further, which I think is something our clients always appreciate. The MOST program allows you to multi-purpose and to get materials quicker and faster, but you really do need to start with that strategy in order to get the most bang for your buck, because there are so many different things to select. Having that strategy will put a nice focus to what you're doing, and you know you are doing it with a strong purpose in mind. So identify your agency's marketing strengths and weaknesses. Do you have somebody on staff who can do presentations? Do you get a lot of referrals from out-of-towners, which would mean you'd want to do some focus on your website? Who's going to be your best targets, and how are you best going to reach them? Identify the referral sources in your community that you are going to focus on, and then think about, and better yet, them in person, what types of questions do your clients have? What types of issues are they having that we can help you with? And then the next time you come over to visit them, you can provide them wonderful marketing tips and information for their clients that answer those questions. The referral sources are going to love it. You're going to look good. Your branding is all over those materials, your phone number. So it's sort of a softer sell. It's easier for that referral source to hand out your material because it's not just an agency brochure. It's something helpful, and it will help you get in the door the next time. So now is the tricky part of the presentation where I'm going to try and switch to show you the actual MOST member center. So bear with me a second. I'm also going to show you some samples of materials on client sites. See if I can do this.
While Marissa is switching, you know, I know in the beginning of the presentation we talked a lot about online content. Once content is created, it's very multi-purposable. And so what we mean by that is that content that we create that is really of great quality and is educational and relevant to this industry can be spread across a number of different things. So it can be a blog, it can be an article in an e-newsletter, it can be a sales tool that you bring out to someone. And that's what she's going to show you a little bit more about.
So if you want to see any of these samples, you can look at them on the mostforyourmarketing.com website. But I just wanted to show you a couple of these. Each year we do a wonderful branded calendar through the MOST program, and this is a great way to have your name out in front of people every day of the year. These are designed in such a way that they're easier for people who have low vision to see very clearly, really big numbers, large areas for them to write in, darker text. We have lots and lots of rack cards to choose from. Rack cards are sort of the new brochure. I saw it as a trend that started in California, and now it's creeping its way across the East in place of brochures. It's the same size as a trifold brochure, but you don't open it up like an accordion trifold brochure would be. It's just the front and back. So they fit in those brochure holders at the doctor's offices. It's a wonderful marketing piece. We have videos for your website. Lots of 8.5 by 11-inch flyers for people who sometimes want to print off something in-house. Maybe they've got a last-minute presentation they're running to do. It's a nice, easy thing to quickly print off. We have lots of trifold brochures for different educational topics. And you can see how we're changing the colors for these materials and branding it for each of these clients. So if your logo is red and white, then these purple and gold bands would change to match your red and white logo colors. So nothing looks cookie cutter at all. This is an award-winning brochure here, the Reducing Hospital Readmits. It's kind of hard to see how it opens here, but it's they call it a gatefold brochure. So these hospital doors close up to form the front of the brochure. So to open the brochure, you have to open the hospital doors. It's kind of clever that way. And direct mail postcards, some people think they're a thing of the past, but I disagree. I think a great strategy, and I've seen this work well, is to send these postcards to referral sources that you don't have a relationship with yet, but you want to introduce your agency to them. And it's a great way to show the quality of your content, show that you know your business, and then when you come to visit them in person, they'll say, hey, we've been getting your postcards. I have clients that have walked into offices and they've seen their postcards on the bulletin board behind the secretary. Newsletters, I'll show you a couple of actual newsletters. This is probably still our most popular item in the Member Center, our newsletters. And these are email newsletters. They are really good for any type of referral source, clients, past clients, even your staff. They're hot off the press type articles, interesting articles on aging care related issues. And of course a little bit of entertainment, because that's something people always enjoy as well. You can customize these newsletters with, like this client has a coupon on theirs. They have birthdays for their caregivers on there. And a hidden secret or wonderful way to pass these newsletters on are these buttons up here. When somebody gets this newsletter in their email, if they hit the like button, it will post on their personal Facebook account. So you could, in one button click, be exposed to a whole new audience. Let's see, I've got another newsletter here I wanted to show you. This is a new way that we are starting to do some of our newsletters. If you have a blog on your website and you want to make sure that that gets populated regularly, you can have these newsletters set up to be as the main articles will link to blogs on your website. So this is directly on that client's website. And then, of course, we push this blog to their social media as well. So it's a nice way to get e-newsletter, blogs, and social media in one fell swoop.
And what an amazing picture there. I really hope that woman doesn't take that many medications.
It's a really important topic. Everyone, we've had a lot of comments on that article. I wanted to show you some of our web resources because when we started the MOST program, it was the original strategy was a multi-channel marketing based around a different theme that a client would select every month. So, for example, they would order an Alzheimer's postcard. The postcard would mail out, and if on the postcard, of course, is your website address. If people go to the website after looking at that postcard, they would see a banner that matches the picture on the postcard, so they would know, hey, this is where I go for more information on that topic. And they would click it, and then you would get some wonderful online content on that topic. And as you are selecting different topics throughout the months, we will archive them on your website, so you're building up a resource library on your website. And people who are searching for care, those busy moms who are looking on their mobile phones as they're picking up children from sporting events, they may be researching on one of these topics and find your materials. We have had clients who have had that very thing happen to them, and they come to us and they say, hey, it's working. They found us through that resource. We've also noticed that if you tie your marketing materials in with a healthcare holiday, your online content even specifically, the Google statistics show that more people are searching for that topic during that month. So for example, November was Alzheimer's Awareness Month. If you look at Google Trends, there was a huge spike in interest in Alzheimer's and dementia-related search terms in November. Well, if you had content on your website about dementia, helpful information, how to communicate with somebody who has Alzheimer's disease, how to deal with somebody over the holidays in a busy, crazy holiday season who has Alzheimer's, guess who is going to be found? Those agencies with that content. So
yeah, and I think
it backs it up.
I think it's a good point here about the buyer journey too. That you know, home care buyers have many different parts of their journey. Some of the ones who are just in the beginning or mid stages are still in that stage about looking for information that can help their parent. So by having that on your site, it means that you're more likely to get found for the people who are in that search about what's going on with their parent. They might not be quite at the point of ordering home care services, but because they've found that information on your site, you're positioned as somebody who cares about getting that information out there, and now they've been introduced to you. So people don't always just search on home care. That's not usually where they start. They start by searching on all kinds of different things related to the aging process when they notice that their loved one needs help.
Here's just one more example of one of those web resource banners. Ooh, say that 3 times fast. just to show you that we size these banners and create them to fit on your website, to look good on your website. So it's not going to be a size that isn't going to work well with your particular website. Now I want to show you the actual MOST Member Center. So if you are a MOST member, you get your own login information to this wonderful library, and we have all sorts of tips and information on this website. Here is that target page that I was telling you about. So let's say you are looking to target hospitals. You can click the Read More and see all of the different materials that you can order that we have found work well when marketing to hospitals. And if you want to order anything, we can go ahead and click to order. And I want to show you how simple it is to make a selection. This is a postcard, or you can have it designed as a rack card or an e-blast. And you can see the price up here. There's two different types of text options depending on who you're targeting this piece to. You can preview them here. So this is our Benefits of Home Care themed postcard. And you can see anywhere we have the little fake home care logo would be where we would brand it for your agency. And we would change the colors, of course, to match your agency as well. So then you just go ahead and make a selection in the drop-down. You're going to get choices for the photos. Not everybody has the same market, and so we want to make sure that we have some different photo options for you that will work well with your agency. We can have a choice for the back, of course, as well. Let us know how you want it designed. You can type in comments. If you even have text edits, you can just say yes, and you can tell us what your text edits to the piece right here. And you hit submit, and it will go into your shopping cart. So, oops, I hit yes, so it's asking me to write in comments, but I'm going to hit no and hit submit. You can see I've got a lot of things in my fake shopping cart here. So it's, you know, it's fun. It's very easy. It's like shopping on Amazon or something. But instead you're choosing wonderful marketing materials for your agency. I wanted to show you the different categories that we have so you can kind of get an idea of the breadth of materials. And each of these categories, of course, has lots of different things to choose from in here. A good example is our flyers. And these are the flyers that can be put on your website. They are also 8.5 by 11-inch ones that you can print. You can also have on your website a website page, and you can have that download. So if somebody wants to print off the material, they have a nice branded piece that they can print off rather than a web page. So each of these leads to a different resource sheet that you can have. And you can see I just keep going and going and going. So here's when you go, oh yes, I understand why I need a plan now. So look at all of these choices that you can make. Blogs, of course, are very popular, and the MOST program is a wonderful way to get low-cost blogs that really are wonderful educational materials. PowerPoint presentations, plus all of the different tools that you will need to help you create a speakers bureau and grow those speaking opportunities. We also have clients who get those PowerPoint presentations approved by the state for CEU credits. That's a wonderful way to get into some of those hard-to-reach referral sources, the nurses, physicians, elder law attorneys doing those presentations. Lots of different options that you can choose for social media, whether you want us to post on your social media, set things up. We even offer consultations if you want to learn how to do it yourself. So when I say just about anything that you can think of and then some, I mean it. And this voucher category I want to bring up because I want to let you know about the flexibility of how you use your MOST dollars and your monthly MOST membership. If you don't fill your cart with the minimum amount that you need to fill it with every month, you can save some of those dollars to use either for custom materials or for a future month. They'll save for up to 3 months. So maybe you have you need to refresh your agency brochure. You can use your most dollars towards that. Maybe you need some refreshed content on your website. You can use your most dollars for that. There really is no program out there like this with as many options, as many wonderful, high-quality materials, and as much flexibility as there is in the most member centers. So I'm going to jump back to our presentation, and we'll talk a little bit more about pricing and where we have most members. This is a map showing where we currently have most members. The most membership program is so special that we only offer it to a limited number of competitors in a geographic area. Reason being is because we want people to see these materials as yours. We don't want them to be seen as corecubed or the most programs materials. We want people to see them as your materials. So for that reason, we limit how many people in a geographic area can come into the program. So if you see your area lit up, please still contact us if you're interested. We may be able to fit you in. At the very least, we can put you on a waiting list. I will say some of our waiting lists are rather long, so if you don't see your area filled up and you're interested, let us know as soon as possible, because we've had people on waiting lists for multiple years. We have some of our clients have been with the most programs since it started in 2007. So people are very happy with the program. And here, of course, is what you've been waiting for with bated breath. What is the price? We have 2 payment options. It is $1,000 per month, and our traditional contract is a 6-month commitment. With that, you get full access to the Member Center and the library, and you can make whatever selections that you want. We also have a 3-month commitment. It's still $1,000 a month for those 3 months, but it allows you to get a taste of the MOST program. It's a great commitment for startups who are looking to get some marketing materials pretty quickly to help them get started. You do not get your own username and password to the Member Center. All of the selections are made through conference calls with a MOST representative. We did talk a little bit about the flexibility and how you use those monthly dollars, but if you are looking at this $1,000 a month and you are gulping right now, I want to put this in a little bit of perspective for you. Think about how much creating something from scratch costs if you're working with a professional marketing firm. Probably a brochure would cost you close to $1,500, probably upwards of $1,500 nowadays. With the MOST program, our brochures are only $300. So you can really do a lot with that $1,000. A good example, let's see if I can off the top of my head, a postcard is $300, the e-newsletters are $300, you could get a press release for $100, so I'm up to $700, and you could do 2 blogs for $300, posted to your website and social media accounts with images. So there you go, all of those items for just $1,000. It's a steal, and you don't have to do the work. It's written for you. All you have to do is make the selection, push the buttons, tell us what pictures you want. It's really a wonderful program. And priceless when it comes to results. Think about all of the people that you're going to reach and the referral sources that are going to love you because of these marketing materials. I have some testimonials here that you guys can peruse while we answer some questions. If you have any questions, please type them in right now and we will answer them. I have a question, will we be able to get this PowerPoint? We do not send PowerPoints out. However, we do post them on our website, corecubed.com/events. You can also access them via the MOST website, mostforyourmarketing.com. So you can watch the presentation again. We usually are posting those about 24 hours after the presentation. They'll be up. If you want to share it with a colleague, they can watch it. See if we have any other questions. Amy, you let me know if I'm missing any. One thing I will mention that I forgot to mention earlier with price is that the pricing does not include printing. What's nice about that, a lot of times with programs, you're locked into ordering a large number of brochures or a large number of postcards when really you want to kind of test it in the market first and see if it works. So with this program, you can have a press-ready file and print locally. You can have us do all of the printing through our local printer. It's up to you. And even if you leave the MOST program, that material that you've ordered, that press-ready file is still yours. You get to keep it, and you can print and reprint as many times as you want. Any other questions? Well, I'm going to show the contact information. So if you think of any questions after the presentation is over, here are lots of different ways to contact us. We would be happy to answer your questions about the MOST program, give you a personal tour of the Member Center. Just let us know. Well, I don't see any other questions, so I am going to go ahead and end the presentation. Thank you, Amy, so much for helping with this presentation today and the wonderful information that you shared. And thank you, everyone, for your time today. We really appreciate it, and we hope to be working with you soon.
Thank you.